Man, it's been a hot minute, hasn't it? It certainly has been the hot minute of the hot minutes. And you'll probably end up noticing a little something different. Well, a couple things different, actually. But I'll get to that when I get to that. But while getting that addressed, I'll address the sub as we go. I'm sure you'll probably notice when I switch over. Where's the flag? I haven't even switched over yet, but I just thought I'd bring that up. I actually moved the flag. There's going to be a different one taking its place. I figured I might as well come up with a little something of my own. Not to mention, the flag in question just became outdated. Why did it become outdated? Well, I was actually just at an event yesterday, and this is why. The Jacksonville Icemen officially updated their logo. They're actually rolling with a completely brand new set. It's all the same font and everything. I don't think I'll be able to get a good enough zoom on any of this. Let me see if I can get better zoom for y'all here. That's about as best I can get. So this particular logo right here that my mouse is over, that's gonna be the new logo that is used. And it was introduced just in time to celebrate 10 years. Well, the 10th season of the team, remember, every when they say 10 years, they really mean they'll be 10 years after the season is over. They just celebrate the 10th season as like an anniversary season. And then instead of it being a man in a hoodie, it's basically more of a Yeti creature. You can see this is the new primary logo just without the word mark on there. And this is the full body. All the word marks are here. And there's a little that icon they've been teasing around quite a bit. Apparently the reasoning is that they wanted to make it more like it was a team for Jacksonville. And it just reads here, new primary logo represented by a mythic snow creature and complemented by a full logo suite. Modernizes the team's identity and colors while also honoring the original logo in team history. They completely ditched the navy blue and gray and just sticking with one kind of blue. That's it. So yeah, they're going full rebrand. The name stays the same. Fang is still gonna be around, but the overall team design is completely changed. And now that I've addressed that, I honestly like the new look. Oh, if they do make a flag out of this design, I'll most likely get it. Just so I can hang it somewhere. There'll probably be, given how much, as you can see by this new angle right here. Yeah, the flag's gone. I actually moved it over off screen over here, especially since it's now been outdated. They revealed it yesterday. I was there to see it. If they if they have a new flag with the newer logo, I'll most likely get it and display it somewheres. These hockey sticks though are gonna remain. I'm leaving these hockey sticks here because it's still the same team, and they even if they're still with the old logo. Are there going to be so many sticks that end up taking their places eventually? Maybe, but that's further out. And don't mind any of the American flag color stuff that was from a July 4th Banana Ball game in between the Indianapolis Clowns and the Loco Beach Coconuts. Yeah, I actually got to go to the Banana Ball game. It was actually fun. A lot of fun, in fact. Quite a lot of fun. If you ever get the chance to experience one yourself, more power to you. If you, there's definitely ways to get in, and you're definitely gonna have a blast if you manage to get in. I do need to put some new batteries in that flamingo up there. It's getting rather dim. It's been out of use for a month and a half. What won't be outdated is this gold lamp. Yep, it's still good. It's still all good and ready to go. All for good use of displaying who when somebody scores a goal. Definitely going to be quite an interesting experience. And I will definitely, and about this Iceman rebrand, I am very much going to get some of the new merch. They already had it available when they revealed the new colors and branding and everything. Well, shouldn't say new colors. It's still the same colors, just that they got rid of two of them. They'll still have a blue jersey and a white jersey. They might have a black jersey on standby for their main three jerseys. And they're going to reveal their promo nights. As soon as I see a transparent version of this logo uploaded onto official pages and whatnot, I am definitely going to apply that whenever the Icemen play. I'm looking forward to that. Anytime I notice there's a rebranded logo, I'm almost guaranteed to be applying it whenever they play. Just just because it makes it easier for me to keep it as up to date as possible. I'll most certainly have to update a couple of the NFL ones, like with the Tennessee Titans, because they changed their branding in the offseason too. It'd be easier if I just showed you through the site that I use to make these things. Where's that Titans logo? Maybe I never really used it. But here's one that'll need updating. This here is the Rams logo. They got rid of the gradients and it's now all just a single color. I may end up still using this particular one whenever I do the NFL stuff, since it's just the original version of the same logo they're gonna roll with. But we'll see. We'll see how that one goes. But you may have also noticed that the camera angle looks a little different. I'm actually now I actually now have two separate monitors going on. So that means I can see how the stream is currently going without having to look over here at the TV. But I'm still going to be looking over at the Mac from time to time, especially when it comes to keeping up with the scores. Especially when it comes to keeping up with the scores. That much I can guarantee. So, I thought I had this. Hold on. Okay, we should be all good now. For some reason, I thought I tested that. I guess I tested it with the wrong thing. I needed to test it with something that was louder. Well, at least I now have the ideal volume sorted out. I'm also paying a little bit of attention to Canadian football again. I'll definitely be paying more attention as time goes on. Mm. Also, Fox sucks for soccer coverage. Now, as you can see, this is the second game in a row where I'm covering Nashville. I'm making an exception to the repeats a little bit. Mainly because it's been about a month and a half since the last time the MLS was in action. It was going to be Montreal and Toronto, but not only did that not happen, and due to the fact that I decided to go see what was going on with the Iceman, but there's also a literal Canadian wildfire causing problems. That particular game did go on as a scoreless draw, but it ended up affecting other games. There was a Chicago Fire game that was initially supposed to be played last night, but it got delayed to a later date postponed to a later date due to a Canadian wildfire. That Canadian wildfire is messing with sports events. It'll subside eventually, for sure. But the fact that it's causing these kinds of issues, who's across borders like that, is more because of how bad the heat has been, and why it's not a good idea to be starting fires with such bad heat. And it can lead to dry, and some of that heat can lead to dry spells like that. Oh, apparently the Florida Panthers announced that they have suspended equipment manager Teddy Richards after he was arrested and charged with domestic battery. Yikes. I would absolute I would absolutely want nothing to do with someone that has dealings in domestic battery myself. But yeah, it's been quite the mess. Oh, cool. It looks like the mid August is going to be when the shipment of Major Moment's sophomore album comes out. It's cool to know. But yeah, tomorrow and Sunday are when the final two games of the FIFA World Cup occur. England versus France for the third place game. Can't wait to see England lose it, like always. And then Spain versus Argentina for the main trophy itself. So I'll just put this out there. From my understanding, from my understanding of this, all right. So they're revealing the lineups. Ryan Swake is in at net for Nashville. At least it's pronounced Swake, I think, or it could be Squake. It could be Squake. Who knows? But Nashville is running a 4-4-2 formation. They've been doing Nashville's been doing pretty well. They've only had one loss all season prior to the break. Just one loss prior to the break. Atlanta, on the other hand, well, you can see for yourselves right there. It hasn't been all that good. Not all that good. But yeah. What I'm thinking about doing for the camera, what I'm probably thinking about doing for the camera, I was considering putting it on the old monitor, but it would have been a little weird. And it's still somewhat wonky. But this is going to have to suffice for now. And Lucas Hoyles is in at net for Atlanta United. Apparently, they're running in a little bit of a scheme. They're running more straightforward 4-3-3. So we got a 4-4-2 with Squake versus a 4-3-3 with Hoyles. Yeah, it's Hoyles. I'm sure somebody will correct me in the Nashville goalkeeper's name. I think it's Quake. It's either from what I wish they had an actual pronunciation thing for them, like Brian Squawke or Brian Swake, Brian Squake, Brian Squake. Wish there was an actual pronunciation thing. Let me see if I can pull one up. Not everybody has an actual pronunciation thing. Okay, here's one. So apparently, according to whoever punched it in on Wikipedia, it's squawky. It was pronounced squawky. Squawky. Huh. Maybe I wasn't as far off as I thought I was. Squawky. Huh. Ryan Squawky versus. So we got Squawky versus Hoyles. Ryan Squawky versus Lucas Hoyles in the Battle of the Nets. Come meet the Nets. We. Okay, we're worse than the Knicks now. Also feels nice to be able to use this particular kind of light show again. Means I can do that kind of light show whenever there's a score. Again, I need to change the batteries of that flamingo up there. I don't know if I'll keep the. I don't know if I'm gonna keep the camera work in this new position here, or if I need to tweak it some more. But as of now, this is gonna have to do. There might be a case where I play around with a more stand-up way of operating the camera, depending on the type of stream I want to do. We'll just have to see. We would just have to wait and see how that goes. But this game here is all set to go. Oh yeah, since I mentioned the World Cup earlier. Congratulations to the United States men's team for being the absolute locale that it is. Managed to make it to the round of 16. Not only just get eliminated by the. Not only do you get eliminated by pretty much uh, losing to Belgium, you lost to Belgium. In the same round, Canada lost and Mexico lost. After or the whole saga with a red card that yes probably should not have been called, but showcase standard FIFA corruption like always. Get absolutely dominated by Belgium instead of straight up losing. And on top of it all, Belgium mocking in the Trump dance. How lovely is that? I find it pretty ironic. I'm still gonna roll around the standard affair. They bring up key upcoming dates. It won't be back for that long if they still have an All Star game to go. Well, I'll be right back. Alrighty, here we go. Yeah, I got winning this one. Do you think Atlanta starts reverting to some winning? Or do you think they just imitate NFC South football? Because there's really not much of a difference between Atlanta United playing what's known worldwide as soccer and NFC South football that resides in the NFL of American football. Because what's better than NFC South football? You want to get ready to embrace it because you're absolutely going to this next season. Get ready for so many 8 and 9 win seasons. You gotta understand this is how it works. NFC South football. Embrace the mediocrity. I'm absolutely gonna bring that out a lot. I should do. You know what I should do? Instead of doing the weekly proceeding, instead of doing weekly prediction videos, I just do like a weekly series based on that. That's just in that voice going over NFC South football. That's what I should do. That's what I need. That's how I should handle this season of NFL. Just go week by, just have each week feature, or the NFC, just feature that voice for the NFC South. That'll definitely bring. That's definitely gonna be fun. Like, ladies and gentlemen, we bring to you a week in the NFC South. I'm definitely gonna try to come up with an intro. I'm definitely gonna have to try to come up with an intro for it. That's gonna be too good. That's gonna be too good. Absolutely too good to be true. Unfortunate, which I was initially gonna do a nutshell summary for the ECHL this past season, but ended up falling by the wayside due to some a revolving door changes that been going on throughout the league. So I'm gonna have to forego that idea. But the game is officially underway in Nashville, and it is looking like it's foggy over there. No, no, seriously, it looks like it's really fogging up in Nashville. It's like fogging. No, I didn't mean to do that. I need that to be on the live. But yeah, I wasn't joking about the whole thing about fog. You can definitely tell. You can definitely tell. It's not that easy to see there at the stadium itself. It ain't gonna be easy for the fans to see what's going on. But at least it's not like fog bowl levels. It's not like fog bowl levels where it's so covered in fog nobody can see a damn thing. But yeah, heavy favorites is Nashville. Like heavy favorites based on the betting odds. It's definitely going to be quite quite a game, ain't it? Since it's been a hot minute, let's recap. It's two halves at 45 minutes each. And unlike with FIFA, there is no worry about quarter hydration breaks. Because it's occurring late at night where the heat has subsided. And there's no quarter hydration breaks. It's to capitalize on money. Looking right at you, Fox. Max of 5 substitutions per team. 5. Winner of this game gets 3 points in total going into the standings. A draw results in 1 point for each team. Losing team gets nothing. There's no overtime. Whatever the score is after 90 minutes plus stoppage time is what the score is. Let me make sure I get on the right spot. There we go. I have it labeled as periods because it's just easier for me to set it up that way. But yeah, you're definitely gonna be seeing. Maybe I should have saved my water for a time like this, because that NFC South football thing has definitely messed with my voice a little bit. Don't worry, we're gonna still be getting some action. The only downside to having the monitors like this is that I have to watch through the iPad. That's the downside to it. So I'll probably have to run. So for services, for some of the services, I may have to run. I may have to make a little bit of use of the TV over here to my right. Still, I can get that sorted out another time. The most likely outcome that the most likely thing I'm probably going to end up doing is going to be running that fire running that Roku that's right there over on there on that TV there, or run the Fire Stick. It'll be one of those two when it comes to NFL and ECHL. Well, we'll get it figured out. Something will be figured out. I can still see most of the picture just fine. Anyway, just that for streaming purposes. It's just the streaming purposes I'm using in this new system for. I mean, you and well, there's been some saves early on in this game. I'm gonna have to say that Nashville has been defending the net quite fiercely, so I've yet to see any chances towards scoring in the opposite net. But yeah, I should be able to run either the Roku or the Fire Stick onto his older TV just fine. And we already have a player coming off the pitch for Atlanta. They'll need to make sure he's able to. If he's able to still play up a thing, I see somebody for Atlanta running on the sidelines. So I'm wondering if they're gonna have to use a sub or something. I don't know. But it'll be at least a minute before that particular Atlanta player can actually be allowed to go in or back in. Could just be a routine could be a routine loosening for when they're needed. We'll see. Looks looks like it may have been one of those kinds of things where okay, now they're having him go down the sideline there. Looks like Fortune, it's just gonna have to be taken out. Looks like they're forced to use a medical sub. So that's their first. That's Atlanta's first sub of the game. Yeah, yeah, they're showing Fortune walking the side down the sidelines with the trainer. He's probably going to go to the locker room and he's probably already done. It's hard to tell. I'm not sure what happened, but if he's still able to walk fine, it must be something else. Unless there's some, but there, I'm not sure what's going on with that. But whatever the case is, Fortune's by medical by medical standards have to come off. So so Riley is now in for Atlanta. Army wishes I could actually hear what they're saying, but Mike being Mike right here. Mike here wants to be the Mike. I don't know what else to say. So we have some fouls, like usual. Well, welcome back to MLS, right? Meanwhile, there's apparently a solo homer scored by Matt Olson, a score for the Braves. Huh. I guess the All Star stuff is over. They what's funny? MLB announces their schedule under thinking there's still going to be a season. That there's still going to be a season next year. Didn't they learn how that went in for the NHL? I guess I should probably be commentating some of this game a little bit. If- I- well, I can't say what I was initially looking at saying, but okay, now I can. Right now, it's Atlanta with the ball. They're trying to find a way to advance it, but they keep getting met by Nashville, who have been pretty aggressive. Nashville's been aggressive on their defense. Back to center pitch. That fortunate one of the reserve seats in the stands. You don't see that. You don't see them cut to there often, so it's hard to tell. You know what's funny? Apparently, Telemundo's been getting some of the non-Spanish audience to come up, to head over, mainly the English-speaking audience to come over a little bit. And one of the broadcasters on there went into English to thank those people. How funny is that? See, they care. Here's the corner for Nashville. Mukhtar, waiting for the signal. It's kicked in. Nashville retreating a little. Send the ball across. That's going outside. It wasn't even able to reach towards the net before being kicked away. Towards the left. Jeez, I'm gonna have. Sorry, fam, I'm gonna have to turn you off so I can listen in. I'll figure out a way to get the experience to be better. And it's about time I ditch these glasses for a little bit. Nashville! No. Oils was already right there ready for that particular ball. Ball goes out. Well, there is some challenges there. Throw it from Lovitz. Nashville at center pitch. And it's turned over. Atlanta, it's kicked out. Thrown back in. Atlanta advancing. And Nashville's going to take it back over. You can tell how creative my play calling is. I'm like, what's the best comparison I can make with how generic it is? Maybe Vanilla Joe Barry. Would that be a good comparison? Joe Barry, Joe Barry defense without Vanilla. Without Vanilla, the defensive play calling is maybe. Maybe that'd be the right one. By the way, if anybody's wondering if I'll cover any of the road games for the Icemen, no, I won't. I'd rather not give Tickle any more coverage than necessary. Plus, I want the covers to be more like for certain reason, for actual reasonable reasons and stuff. Hey, look, that team rebranded. Let's see how they do with the rebrand. No, I want more like how will they fare in their inaugural season, or how will the tile defense go, or in the case of Ghost Pirates last year, where can they build upon what they have established and make their way over the hump? Kind of coverage. I'm probably gonna dial it back to just the Trenton Ironhawks this time. I'll probably dial it back to where it's only just the Ironhawks with the occasional go ahead schedule, with the occasional go ahead game. Depending on how schedules line up. That was kicked out of bounds by Atlanta. But yeah, clearly that first season of the Gargoyles was a disaster in more ways than one, to where they fired their head coach that fast. Who knows what happened with the Heartlanders? Supposedly, Kansas wants an AHL or ECHL team. And I'm not sure if Utah is even going to want another AHL or ECHL team at this point, now that the Mammoths are there. Depends on ownership. Speaking of, guess what? Why are the Grizzlies going to trade? Well, part of the reason is that the Mammoths showed up and there was no reason to stay. But I'm sure that's not the only reason. There's multiple portions of it. But, oh, okay, I was gonna say what happened to the commentators. So they did call a foul, and Muyumba was trying to make his case. It is supposed to be a lot cooler around this time of the night anyway. It started getting cooler right now anyway. So, this is fine. This is fine. Apparently, Abbotsford needed a new coach. They found someone. Huh. Yeah, it's just been a good chunk of fouls so far. There's a good chunk of fouls. Maybe it's the fact that they've been on break for this long. for as long as it has. But I'm wondering if the little time away may have affected a little bit of the momentum. I mean, I doubt it, but you can't rule out the possibility. Players do need to get back into the swings of things. The ones that didn't make it to World Cup rosters, that is. Jeez. Didn't think I'd be this tired that fast. Cooling? Oh, they're initiating a cooling break? Really? So they are actually having a bit of a cooling break. Must be getting. Well, it's not a quarter hydration break. And look, Fox, no commercial break. Isn't it that easy to avoid going for the money? So the little cool break is added in. They can get back to playing. I'm wondering if it's something to do with the temperatures or something there that had to do with that fog earlier. And they're calling that one a foul on Mohammed. Oh, yeah, that's straight to the head. That is straight to the head. And Mohammed's trying to make his case to the ref. Yeah, they showed it on the replay. That was like an arm to the head. That was almost NFL like. If it had hit, if it had gone certain other way during there, that's all. I'm pretty sure that should be an all. I'm pretty sure it will have been an automatic red if it had gone a certain or been a certain other way. That attempt is gonna go way over from Muyumba. Wonder how this is gonna end up going. Okay, yeah, still works. I do still have another set of C batteries. But once I put those in, I'll have to buy some more. Yeah, this particular thing takes C batteries. And once I put my last batch of C batteries in, I'll have to buy some more. So I'll, so I got, so I'll probably be checking it before streams occur to make sure to see if I need to put new batteries in it. See how much scoring is done as well. So far, nobody scored, which is interesting. Interesting, if you know what I mean. I am trying to keep track of how stable the stream is. I like how this. I much prefer the YouTube streaming over the Twitch streaming because at least at least YouTube tells you what's going on with it. Twitch is randomly weird for whatever reason. But yeah, it's just been standard back and forth stuff. A lot of players crunched up. It's gone out. Well, it's not doing me much good right now anyway, so. But yeah, it's pretty much been not all that interesting of a first half. And we're having a little bit of a talk here. As Edwards is met with a foul from over that particular challenge. It's 4 minutes of stoppage time now. So this is gonna about go into halftime. So far, still not much of anything. I even been checking for the substitutions and checking and checking and checking. What the first half we got, ain't it? But yeah, it's about to go into the little halftime. So we have ourselves a lot of defense and not a lot of offense. Like really. It's just where it goes going into halftime. Is there going to be one last push to try and score? It's not looking like it. So that is where it'll go into halftime. And just in time, because we got more Death Cab for Cutie here. Yeah, one of the things that's been going on is a dive on Death Cab for Cutie. They just dropped a new album, so fitting. Fitting! Yeah! Scoreless after one half. Wish I was joking. Like, how is that possible? Okay. Well, I was expecting to go through like a normal thing, not this. Yeah, they're just going through their little halftime shtick. I'm, I mean, they're showing Ezra had more possession, but was there to show for possession time? It's really been all really been all defense, pretty much. Ugh, jeez. There's just not much to talk about on this aspect. Like halftime stuff. It's just report stuff and report stuff and report stuff. Normally I'd be on my own little mission, but I'm going through a little album here. Yeah, there's just doing endless commercials like normal. What do you expect from them? I'll see what I can do about this about repurposing this old TV over here, or for my benefit. I also think I need to readjust my other TV there because it's not supposed to be at that angle. I'll take care of that before I go to bed because I don't trust my TV like that. Yeah, they were talking about the match day 16 stuff. Yeah, there's one more game set to come up. Galaxy and LA. The Battle of Los Angeles, as they say. Sounds about right. I wish I could have that camera a little bit lower down, but there's only so much I can do with it. Oh yeah, looks like they're about to go into the second half. Damn, they're back out there for the second half. Do you think there will be scoring? What do you think? Second half is underway. Atlanta starts with the ball. They're starting deep in their own end. Hoyles kicks it down. And now Atlanta advances. Few attempts, but they can't even get it close enough to the goalie. Yeah, there's trying to keep track. Yeah, it's not easy to keep track. See if I can do a little bit here. Nashville's the team of possession right now. There's yeah, you can tell it's been more about possession and defense. Like it's a question of how long will it be before there's an actual goal? And little bit of argument. He's trying to say, no, that was not fouling me. No, 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 I didn't foul. Atlanta trying to close in. Uh, Yeah, they're still trying to figure out who's gonna end up getting a shot in. So far, nobody's been able to actually do anything. That was a miscue from one of the Atlanta players. It's not what they wanted. Suddenly, there's now a higher chance of a draw. It was like overwhelmingly in favor of Nashville at the start, but now there's a higher chance of a draw, which is interesting considering you have two teams in opposite directions of each other. Like opposite. One towards the front of the pack, the other down towards the bottom of the pack in the East. Oh, jeez. But now Nashville is looking for a chance. Yeah, it's still been a sort of back and forth on defense. And we have a collision. They'll see if they get up first. So they're not cutting over, so things must be fine now. Or are they? It's hard to tell. And it looks like there was a little bit of chirping going on there at the sidelines with with one of the coaches. But play continues. And they're gonna call that one no. Yeah, it's just been defense and defense and defense. Nobody wants to give up a score. I haven't even had to use his life for a goal yet. That's the crazy thing. And we have a little bit of a talk with Atlanta's goalie. I'm not sure if he's trying to make escapes or what. It seems to have subsided now. And somehow that ball stays in bounds. As Atlanta looks for an opportunity. And that goes over the net. Yeah, I'm more amazed that this game is still not seen a goal. Shows how much of a different beast MLS is. So here comes a corner for Atlanta. And it goes towards the net, saved by Squawky. Trying to remember heard that right. So, what's this going on now? It's what's Squawky going on with now? Oh, yeah, that's right. There's another in down player for Atlanta. So this might be another substitution inbound. And if I'm the coach for Atlanta, I'm not happy about this. Looks like he's signaling for. Looks like he's signaling sub. Yeah, he was signaling sub, so they might be getting ready to have to use another medical sub. It was Chicago, Vancouver that didn't get to play. That's right. But yeah, we got a medical injury here. Yeah, yeah, they're just gonna go for the substitution. Edwards was the one that was down hurt. They're doing a medical sub here. So Hernandez is gonna be coming onto the pitch. He's holding. He was holding his leg there for a moment. That's twice that Atlanta has had to do a medical substitution. So now they're down to 3. There's no such thing as unlimited medical substitutions. It counts towards the actual substitution count. So, but here comes the first 2 substitutions for Nashville. So Acosta is going to be in the game now. If over Texas, and Bauer's coming off for Nahar. Yeah, you can definitely tell how the difference between how the substitutions that went for each team. Ain't that y'all have to see that little mark thing right here, but there's only so much I can do with camera angles, okay? Though it might actually turn out a little bit better than it might turn out a little bit better to show something. I don't know what, but something. I swear, paint won't stay on this wall like it should, especially near my bed. I'll eventually find a better. I'll probably find a way to get a better angle for it. That is way off into the stands. You can definitely tell these players have been out of it. Like, really out of it. Like, you can tell. Sanchez there, just getting his breath. A little bit of, there was a little bit of an exchange there. And no, that one's off to the stands as well. I'm trying to keep track of multiple things at once now. Yeah, it's been still no score here. Like, it's still no score. How this, how they've gone. This is probably gonna end in a scoreless draw, ain't it? And apparently Nathan Rourke for the BC Lions is has an injury. I'm just trying. So here comes another substitution for Nashville. Actually, a double substitution. So Kasim is off for Moyle, and Maher is out for Palacios. But yeah, it's just been a match. And a little bit of chirping going on here. Players having to be separated. No, it's kind of straight up beef. But they were sure gearing down towards it. And a little bit of a conversation with the Atlanta coach. Some there's You can definitely tell there's a little bit of heat. And remember, some of these are wearing designated FIFA referee shirts or patches. They are officially designating a cooling break. That was a wild saga. I'm guessing some of that smoke made its way to Nashville. Trying to. It's definitely been one of those times where I wish I was doing something else. But that's something else that's gonna turn out to finally be a goal. Yes, we have ourselves a goal here. Nashville's finally on the board. The 79th minute, everybody. 79th minute. This was more of what I was expecting. Abdul Sakur Mohammed manages to nail it in. Manages to get through Hoyles. Off the head. It was off the head. Uh, it's hard to tell what Hoyles was doing there. Interesting to think. Oh, somebody actually may have me Oregon trailers. You have died from excessive Canadian wildfire smoke inhalation and diarrhea, Lennox. Just find it funny how some of this stuff turns out. Also, we have two substitutions for Atlanta. Not medical related this time. Brandon's coming out for Picoult and Sanchez is coming out for Lot for Latte Laugh. There was a yellow there was a yellow card that just got levied to Muhammad. The guy that just scored a goal. Oh man, apparently people are talking about some review thing here. Right now we're looking at a game that has been yeah, it's hard to commentate on a game like this when it's hard to tell when it's really not that good of a game. It's all just been defense. But time is starting to run out for an equalizer from Atlanta. Plus, I still have one substitution available. Honestly, given how this particular game has actually been on the boring end, I mean, yeah, I knew this kind of stuff was gonna occur. I guess both sides were so that out of it during the break that they just played a lot of defense until someone finally cracked. There is a player down there in Nashville. They're gonna see if he gets up on his own. It's 10 minutes of stoppage time, people. 10 minutes. 10 minutes. The other game should be about ready to start in a little bit. Yeah, it's just been. It's certainly a game. And no, forget about that. Yeah, you can tell I'm starting to get. I'm pretty much at the point where I'm tuning out a bit. And it looks like Nashville is going to use their final substitution. Mohammed's off for night. In these final 5 minutes, pretty much. Atlanta still has one substitution available. Unless I missed their their final substitution already. Yeah, Atlanta still has one remaining. I haven't seen anything about Atlanta yet. Wouldn't be surprised if they're still trying to play defense, but checked out on offense. Yeah, they got the little thing going for the. Looks like they have to stop play again. Looks like, well, Desi is laying down. Looks like he is able to get up just fine. That was quiet. I'm wondering if it was to do with the head. Or if it's just. It's hard to tell. And remember, Nashville just used their last substitution. So time is running out for an equalizer from Atlanta. And there is a yellow issued to Mihaj for that challenge. This game here about to be over. That went over. And that's it. Nashville's gonna win this one nothing. As Atlanta, as this was just a lot of defense, and nobody can seem to actually do anything worth of note throughout. But that's about it for me here. I'd like to thank all so much for tuning in. MLS is back. Till next time, travel safely. Good night, everyone.